Welcome back. More than 100 angry Rockhampton residents rallied over the weekend as they attempted to take the recent youth crime wave into their own hands. The group visited properties in the area which they believed were the homes of alleged offenders before police arrived and blocked off the streets.
Let's get today's take on this with 2GB's Ben Fordham and 9Honey's Shelley Horton, who's on the Gold Coast. Shelley, I'll go to you first then on this. I mean, I get the impetus to do this, but what did you make of these scenes?
Look, the thing is, we can never support people being vigilantes. We just can't let society crumble that way. However, this has been sparked by so much youth crime. We had the organiser's sister and newborn baby woke up with 3 armed teenagers in her room. You've got to understand that society is furious, that the community is angry. I kind of support this. I want to say if you're going to act like an adult, then you can have a response like an adult. So therefore, turning up to the houses and giving them a good scare could be something that is needed. And I think that the police need to take this on board and realise that the community is absolutely at its wit's end. And so they need to be stronger and smarter. If these people can find out the homes of 3 different offenders, then why haven't the police found them and charged them? My concern is that they would go to a house with incorrect information, and we have to be aware of that.
Or it could escalate badly.
And I think this is actually making the job even harder for local police. But I understand the fear among these residents. I understand the rage, and I have a feeling that the comments from the Queensland Premier last week to say no one's going to stop youth crime, that's probably whipping up a lot more fear in the community.
Yeah, look, I think one of the big issues here is the divide between city areas and areas outside the metropolitan cities. We know that if an incident occurred here where we are right now and we called the police, we'd have police here within 5 minutes. That's the way the police respond to jobs in major city hubs. When you're in a place like Rockhampton, when you're in a place like Dubbo in New South Wales, when you're in a place like Alice Springs, you wait and you wait and you wait and you don't get the same response. There was another attack in Alice Springs over the weekend. A bloke turned up and saw someone breaking into a business and went and confronted them. He was belted with something and the top of his head looks like someone's taken a knife to an orange. It's just sliced open and blood pouring out. He's in hospital in Alice Springs at the moment. So there is a difference between the way we respond to youth crime or any crime in major cities and areas that are outside the big
Maybe that's
state.
about police funding, though, rather than taking it to our own
Well, that's
hands.
what they're now doing in the federal budget tomorrow night. So Anthony Albanese is going to be throwing more money at policing in Alice Springs. And last time he was kind of shamed into going to Alice. The one thing that was missing in the rescue package was policing. So that's going to be addressed somewhat, I believe, tomorrow night.
Well, I think that situation in Rocky, though, just made the situation even harder for the resources that they do have there in Rockhampton at the moment. You know, having to go and defend innocent people's homes and block down streets to stop things from escalating even further. It's making the situation even worse in many ways.
All right, Shelley and Ben, stay with us. When we come back, the People's Prince. Little Louis's best moments from the King's Day. Wake up, Louis. Look at him go. What a legend.
Oh,
We'll be
he's
right
awake.
back. Unless you were living under a rock or a Republican this weekend, King Charles's coronation happened, and while it included all the British formality you would expect, it also had its fun moments.
And Shelley and Ben are here with us to discuss and unpack all the fun memes. We all related to Katy Perry, didn't we, Shelley, when she couldn't find her seat?
It was so great. Honestly, she had that real bunny in headlights. Oh my goodness, tottering around. She nearly took a tumble. It was one of those great things where everyone was like so relatable. Someone helped Katy find her seat.
I mean, the satellite dish in front of her eyes didn't help.
This is what happens when you release Americans without their assistance into the world.
I think Harry would have been thinking the same thing, right? Where am I sitting?
He was behind a giant feather, Ben. Who did you think? What did you think?
Oh, look, I loved it all, but the kids just made it.
Yeah.
Like anything, a big celebration, or even when you've got something that's sad that goes on. I know I've been to funerals before, and it's the saddest day in the world, and then you see the kids or the grandkids kind of being kids and grandkids, and it just lightens the load, and they did amongst all the formalities. The kids just being themselves. And I love the fact that at one stage, Kate was looking over his shoulder, and I was thinking, is she going to give him a bit of a tap to say, hey, come on, cut it out? No, She just let him do his
Oh,
thing.
I think she's had a gut full of Louis. I think she knows he's the third child.
No.
Sometimes she looks at him like, this
disagree.
kid, I can't control him
I
anymore.
think she saw
Let
the
Louis
great
be Louis.
reception that he got at the Platinum Jubilee, and she's
Yeah.
gone, wind him up, let him go. The people love it.
Shelley, do you know who I loved? And no one's talking, everyone was talking about the weekend, but Meghan Markle was there in disguise. Have we all seen that
Really?
picture of
No.
Meghan Markle? We got the picture. There she is.
yes.
You're not fooling anybody, Meghan Markle.
You can tell the chin.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I actually saw a great meme with that one saying, has anyone stopped to realise that that guy's about to steal the royal jewels? Like, this is, if it's not
Totally.
Meghan, it's someone in the middle of a heist.
He is not the real deal. What about the other quiet star of the show, the sword bearer?
Yes.
Penny Mordant.
Mordant. She held it for hours. My husband referred to her as the Pippa Middleton of the Coronation because she really stole the limelight.
And
in a
it
way.
wasn't that long ago that Penny was in the running to become the Prime Minister.
Yep.
Yes.
And she was knocked out of one of those leadership rounds. And I think she was given this job as a way to kind of put her in the back room for a moment.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, there she is in front of billions of people watching around the world. So
She looked immaculate too. She's dressed like a Starfleet captain from Star Trek too, which is amazing.
in the fashion
and she had
states,
sparkly
Kate
shoes
wins,
on.
right, for the weekend.
Oh, amazing. Kate always wins.
Wasn't she amazing?
She looked like the Queen.
Do you know what though? I think the
strong
royal
queen
family
vibes,
don't start
don't you
selling.
think?
You know those robes
She's
where they've got
ready for her
everything on
moment.
it? I was saying to someone on the weekend at a party I was at watching the thing, if they don't start selling those in the royal gift shop as like bathrobes,
Yeah.
I'd love that as a bathrobe.
I don't know. You don't think it takes away from the majesty of
No.
the coronation?
I want
No.
to wear the majesty.
You-
And that is
After
a
a
meme
bath.
in itself.
okay, King. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day. See you
Yes,
soon.
Queen.
I love it. Coming up this morning, the MTV movie.